Have you ever heard the saying, "Don't judge a book by its cover"? Well, today's story is about a 9-year-old girl who proved that even the smallest person can have the biggest courage. This is the incredible true story of Jeannette Tamayo, a little girl who outsmarted a dangerous criminal and saved herself. Our story begins on a sunny afternoon in May 2005, in the quiet suburbs of San Jose, California. 9-year-old Jeannette was playing outside her family's apartment complex with her younger sisters. It was a typical day, filled with laughter and games. The girls were enjoying the warm weather, feeling safe in their familiar surroundings, but that sense of security was about to be shattered in the most terrifying way. As Jeannette played, a man in a green car pulled up nearby. He watched the children for a moment before getting out and approaching them. He was friendly, asking them simple questions. He asked for directions to a local supermarket. Jeannette, being a helpful and polite child, tried to give him directions. He then asked her to get in the car to show him the way, promising her a reward. Jeannette's parents had always taught her about stranger danger. She knew she wasn't supposed to get into a car with someone she didn't know, but the man was persistent and seemed so nice. He promised to bring her right back. In a moment of confusion, and perhaps a desire to be helpful, Jeannette made a decision that would change her life. She got into the car. The man was later identified as 22-year-old Gregorio Gonzalez. As soon as Jeannette was in the vehicle, his friendly demeanor vanished. He sped away from the apartment complex, ignoring Jeannette's directions to the supermarket. Panic began to set in for the little girl. She realized this man wasn't just lost, he had tricked her. She was being kidnapped. Back at the apartment complex, Jeannette's sisters ran inside, screaming that a man had taken Jeannette. Her mother, Rosalia, rushed outside just in time to see the green car disappearing down the street. A wave of pure terror washed over her. Her daughter was gone. She immediately called 911, and within minutes, the police were on the scene. An Amber Alert was issued immediately. Jeannette's description and the description of the green car were broadcast across California. Police, family and community members began a frantic search. The clock was ticking, and everyone knew that the first few hours are the most critical in a kidnapping case. Meanwhile, inside that green car, Jeannette was fighting her own battle. As Gonzalez drove erratically, she knew she had to stay calm. She later said she remembered advice from her parents and from TV shows. If you're ever in trouble, leave clues. This is where our story takes an incredible turn. Jeannette wasn't just a scared little girl, she was a quick-thinking strategist. While Gonzalez was distracted, Jeannette started pulling out strands of her own long dark hair and dropping them out of the car window. She hoped that police would find them and know which way she had been taken. It was a small act, but it was an act of defiance, a way of fighting back. But she didn't stop there. Jeannette knew she needed to find a way to escape. She tried to open the car door, but it was locked. She looked for a weapon, anything she could use to defend herself. She found nothing. She realized her best chance was to reason with her captor, to get him to let his guard down. She started talking to Gonzalez. She asked him questions about his family. She told him about her own family, how much they loved her and how worried they would be. She was trying to make him see her as a person, not just a victim. She tried to build a connection, no matter how small. Gonzalez drove for what felt like an eternity. He eventually stopped at a convenience store. He told Jeannette to stay in the car and not make a sound. This was her chance. But the doors were locked, and he was watching her. The opportunity passed, and her heart sank. But she didn't give up hope. He started driving again, and Jeannette continued her plan. She kept talking, kept trying to humanize herself. She told him she was hungry. Gonzalez, perhaps feeling a flicker of something, stopped at a fast food restaurant. This time he took her inside with him. As they stood in line, Jeannette's mind was racing. She knew this was her moment. The restaurant was filled with people. All she had to do was get someone's attention. She had to be brave. When they got to the counter, Gonzalez ordered food. As he was paying, Jeannette saw an elderly woman sitting at a nearby table. Their eyes met for a split second. In that instant, Jeannette made her move. She looked directly at the woman and mouthed the words, "Help me." The woman, later identified as a grandmother named Juventina, didn't understand at first. She just saw a little girl with a man. But something in Jeannette's eyes, the sheer terror and desperation, made her look closer. Jeannette did it again, more clearly this time. "Help me. Please." The woman's blood ran cold. She understood immediately. She calmly got up from her table, walked out of the restaurant, and called 911. She told the dispatcher what she had seen and gave them the location of the restaurant. Inside, Gonzalez was oblivious. He got the food and led Jeannette back to the car. But just as they were about to drive away, police cars swarmed the parking lot, sirens blaring. Gonzalez was surrounded. He had nowhere to go. He surrendered without a fight, and Jeannette was finally safe. She had been held captive for about 4 hours. 4 hours that must have felt like a lifetime. But thanks to her own incredible bravery and intelligence, and the quick action of a caring stranger, she was rescued. When she was reunited with her family, there were tears of joy and relief. Her mother held her tight, unable to believe she had her daughter back. The entire community celebrated her safe return. Jeannette Tamayo became a local hero. The police chief praised her quick thinking, saying her actions were instrumental in her own rescue. The strands of hair she dropped, the way she talked to her captor, and her brave plea for help at the restaurant was a masterclass in survival. Gregorio Gonzalez was charged with kidnapping and faced a long prison sentence. Justice was served, but the real story here isn't about the criminal. It's about the little girl who refused to be a victim. Jeannette's story is a powerful reminder that courage comes in all sizes. It teaches us to stay calm under pressure, to think strategically, and to never, ever give up hope. She didn't have superpowers or special training. She just had her own mind and an unbreakable will to survive. She is a true inspiration. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story as incredible as I did, please hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing true stories. Let me know in the comments what you think about Jeannette's bravery. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.